Awesome. We'll go ahead and kick it off because I want to be respectful of everyone's time. So if you are here, you have
From the
some, well, I
East here.
muted everyone, but maybe not. Okay, so if you're here, you are interested in either learning about pharmacy or you might be here and you just kind of want to be a little more comfortable sharing about the opportunity. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and just share a little bit about the company, why we're here, a little bit of the team vibe. So let me go ahead and start sharing. Typically, we do these calls. I usually like to do them with someone, but I'm going to do the whole thing. And long story short, I actually leave for Turkey tomorrow for a week, and I have a lot of packing to do. So I feel like I'm kind of crazy even doing this tonight, but it's not going to be super long. Um, a little bit about me. My name is Brittany Metke Powers. I actually joined a pharmacy February 7th. I've been in the social selling space for 8 years. It was 8 years in April. And before that, my education is I'm a high school dropout, little bit of college, and I was a server bartender. And I just kind of accidentally stumbled upon the industry. I was invited to a party from a high school friend on Facebook, and it seemed really appealing. It seemed like I was watching videos and people were able to make money being at home. That really appealed to me. And so I accidentally joined. I had no idea that you could do so much with it. I didn't know that you can enroll people and grow a team. And so I learned as I went, definitely. So in my former company I was with for about 7 years, we ended up growing a really big organization, about 34,000 reps. We sold close to $400 million. And I actually ended up being a top leader earner there, earning over $5 million. In February, we kind of got news that the compensation plan was changing, and there were a lot of actual red flags before that. And so I did a lot of research. I was offered phone calls and so many products with different CEOs, and I had a lot of people help me. And I kept coming back to pharmacy, and pharmacy is where I landed. We started here. At this point, our in 6 months, our team is about 5,000 people. We've sold over $4 million in sales. We have an amazing upline with great stories too. So that would be the team you're on if you decide to partner with us, people that you know. We're not famous celebrities. We're not like huge influencers. We're real people that really love the industry, and we all have stories at how it kind of changed and worked for us. The real, average Joe here. So, what is FARMASI? When you come and join us here, the company has a few different core values when they're thinking of anything. And it's all going to be around product, opportunity, service, trust, global, and innovation. And so when they're making big decisions across the board, like whether it's an incentive trip, a promotion, is it going to be an active service? Is this innovation? If you guys go to YouTube and watch any of their videos from their warehouse, they're always doing to make things quicker. And it's the most transparent company I've ever experienced. And like I did just share, I got to talk to a bunch of different companies when I was deciding to make a move, and they were willing to share everything. And the CEO does a call monthly with every single person in the company. He goes on, you don't have to be a certain rank. He'll literally open it up for questions. And what I learned in my former company, if they didn't want to answer a question because maybe it's not going to be the best, like maybe it's like a delay in a product launch or something like that, they just will ignore it. Our CEO will be like, no, it's going to be a delay. Like he knows we're business people and we just need the information and things happen. And so what that does is it serves our business. Like we're treated like we're business people here, and I really appreciate that. Our history goes back to we always Dr. C Tuna. So we're three generations here, which we're going to meet here. This is Sinan and Emery, our CEO and president. They're actually the grandsons of Dr. C Tuna. So Dr. C Tuna launched FARMASI over 75 years ago, around that time, and he actually from Turkey. He went to Germany, got his licensing, and became started making things to be a pharmacist. So that's where pharmacy comes from. Right now, so like I said, the company, the brand, it's over 70 years of quality and innovation products, over 7 million pharmacy influencers worldwide. We're number one MLM in Turkey and 27 now globally. And we're present in 40 countries. And what I love and is also very different is they have a very strong belief on global. Remember, it's one of those cores. And that was really important for me too when I was deciding to pick FARMASI because I came from a company that started in the US. And what I learned is economies change. And so when the US was now entering a recession and everything was changing post COVID, 90% of the company's revenue came from the US. So the company had to start making cuts. The company had to change products, get rid of incentive. With pharmacy being in over 40 countries, no more than 20% of revenue comes from one market. So they're not dependent on one market. And so maybe, yeah, we're in a down slump in the US economy, but they're still going to be able to invest from other markets into us. So we're never going to feel like, oh, they're going to have to get rid of, convention or cut back the product or do all this because the US, they're still investing in us and they're really committed to us. So that was really big for me when deciding why I wanted to pick pharmacy. They're not dependent on one market. It's very, very even balance, which to me, stability is key, right? So this is on the wall whenever you go there, and this one's a little bit blurry, but it just kind of goes through the timeline to kind of show all the different business moves over the years, how he was born in 23, FARMASI was, born in 2004, the actual brand, it was as a direct sales company. The Dr. C tuna brand over. So if you kind of just look, what you see is every single year there's some type of expansion, product expansions. 2023, Spain, Portugal. We actually now this year celebrated being the fastest growing direct sales company in Europe. So there's so many different, we actually last week just opened a warehouse strictly to support Canada in Buffalo. And that is really big because my experience in my former company is Canada kind of got the raw end of the deal with a lot of things, lack of support, and just some other things here. And for here, they're like, no, this is an opportunity. How can we help Canada? And again, like I said, it may not be the biggest market, but they see it as an opportunity. So they use the investment to make the warehouse, give them a trainer, have someone answer their calls, launch products, because they're like, you got to spend money to make money. You know what I mean? And they see that and they see it across the board. So that's one thing that really sticks out to me too, is when there's companies all across having to cut back, they're growing, expanding, and investing in the field because they know that's where the help is going to come from. So this is really cool. This is actually why I'm going to a Turkey tomorrow for a week, FarmaCity. This is amazing. I really suggest you just go on YouTube and look up FarmaCity. Just look that up and you're going to see a tour. It's actually the world's largest cosmetic and supplement manufacturing. It's it's literally a city. I don't even want to say it's like a campus. People live there. This is where the magic happens. So everything is going to come from Turkey. And then there's different warehouses, which we'll talk a little bit about, which makes shipping quicker, but development, so say we have this, it's not just the product, they're making the boxes, they're making the packaging, everything's here from their own raw ingredients that they also make there with they're self-sustainable. So that's how they're able to keep things affordable while also paying us generously. There's no middleman, because that was one of my biggest questions. How are they able to do this? Like, is it going to be like cheap, horrible? Is it going to be something that they goes out of business because they can't keep up with it. No, they're if they're doing everything there, there is no middleman. They're very self-reliant. They're not having to pay someone for tech. Again, we own our own tech, so there's not going to be a website fee. We own our own research and laboratory and development and all of that. So, but the magic happens at FarmaCity, and it's pretty amazing if you look through a couple of these clips. Like this is a drone shot. It is incredible. Like I said campus, but it's really more like a city. There's even like swimming pools, and you have to take like transportation around there. And it is the number one direct sales company in Turkey and Istanbul. And they really respect the family because it's done so much for the economy there, big time. So I'm really excited. Actually, and like I said, so we just joined in 6 months. In that time, we had 9 people on this team earn this trip. That's pretty amazing. And it's not like like you have to be the absolute top of the compensation plan to earn it. No, it's really earlier leadership because they want you to see the vision, see where things happen. Because I know at my former company, you had to be the top of the compensation plan to go earn a trip to home office. And I always said if more people could go, which it is an open door policy, hey, if you're ever in Istanbul and you wanted to stop by on your own, they'd let you in, but they pay for the trip and the compensation plan here. So we have a lot of products. That actually kind of scared me in the beginning because I came from a company that was very niche. So when I was looking at this catalog, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm never going to be able to do this. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We have skincare, wellness, hair care, makeup. It's broken down with the Dr. C Tuna, which is skincare, hair care, wellness is NutriPlus, and makeup's our FARMASI brand. We also have fragrances and other things. I thought that I would need to learn about everything, and that's not the case. I consider ourselves a lifestyle brand. So how eventually am I probably using everything now? Yes, right? Because I'm a rep. But it didn't start that way. I started by grabbing a couple things that I wanted to try, right? And I wanted to try a couple makeup. That's what I was into. And then I ended up expanding and grabbing some wellness stuff. You do not need to know everything. Like when you walk into a Costco, that person doesn't know everything about Costco. They can point you in the direction, they can share with you about maybe a couple things, and that's kind of what it's like. So I don't want anyone to feel they need to know everything, but what's better about this, and this is the kind of caveat here. I came from a very niche product. Actually, it was nails. Very few people, that was a very small market, was I able to serve there. They were going to be people that didn't want to go to the salon, didn't want length, very, very, very niche. Here, there is something for everyone. So what I'm finding is I can help more people. I can sell to more people. I can market to more people. Maybe I'm just focusing on makeup, but then someone's like, but dude, oh, I just saw they have this. And you can kind of point them and help them with wellness. You know what I mean? So I really thought it was going to be a scary thing, but actually, I probably have better sales here than I even had there. Or people just sign up for the discount, which we'll talk about too. They just want the products, and there's so many. You're not asking people to try something crazy or trendy, or even like nails is considered a luxury right now. This is stuff most people are already buying, or they're interested in trying to help their lifestyle. So there's not a lot of convincing. You just kind of share the quality of it, let them know, hey, we're EU certified, which we're going to talk about. We market ourselves as being affordable luxury, and you'll find that a lot of our makeups are like dupes. I say for like really expensive brands, I'm a makeup snob, and you'll see our skincare too. It's the best of the best. They're essential products. You have something to offer every customer. There's new product launches regularly. They're always on trend with the different seasons, and they're constantly reformulating if they want it or if they need or want to make it better, right? So you have the opportunity to have a global business. If you're here, you're not stuck selling where you are. If you're in the Canada, you could, have a French team or a UK team. If you're in the US, you could have a team in Malaysia, wherever that looks like. You're allowed to cross sponsor and sell wherever we're open for business there. So we're going to say trust and stability for over 70 years. We actually just opened a North America headquarters. I think it was, gosh, 2024, April 2024. So a 70,000 square foot building. It's an automated distribution center. Everyone has the chance to go visit this. If you can, they'll let you in the doors and you can get a tour, and it's really cool. And we actually have convention in September, and anyone that registers is open to see it, and it's really cool. It has like showrooms, there's offices where you can invite your team, and this was a cash investment of $50 million. So remember, I was telling you other companies are shutting things down, cutting back. They spent $50 million to have this in the US to help us. So we're not waiting on deliveries from Turkey. They stock up from Turkey and our deliveries come from here. And so that was, again, another investment to help the field. And you'll see all their decisions come from this. It's eco-friendly, energy-saving process, and because they're really committed to a better future. And it is something, actually, you don't even have to be an influencer to go. You could be a potential influencer and check it out. They really have a true open door policy. They're not hiding anything. Now, one of my probably my favorite thing about the industry is the community. I might be biased, but I believe that we probably have the best team. I'm just going to say it. But outside of our team, the company's culture is something where everyone's wanting to help, even if you're not on the same team. Our community embraces people being who they are, where they are. You're never going to feel like you're forced to do something. But if you have goals, we're going to help you with that. There's so many different resources. You have people that have excelled in this industry and they want to help. There's no gatekeeping of any processes. Everyone's sharing what's working for them. Everyone's giving different tips for products and all of that. And I think that is the key for success is collaboration. You know, not one person knows everything. I definitely don't claim to know everything. So I want people to like, hey, we'll see what our upline has, see what our downline sidelines have. And I constantly am, since I've only been here for 6 months, reaching out to leaders that have been here from the beginning, like, hey, do you have, some selfies with this shade? What's your guys' experience with this? And they help. They're all like right away, like, yeah, here you go. And that's something I didn't experience where I've ever been. And so that's really important to me. And because we do welcome people, the pharmacy opportunity, we're going to talk a little bit about that. The fact that when you sign up, you get a 50% discount, and that attracts a lot of people. Maybe you're just interested for the discount. You're never going to feel bad about that. You're never going to feel like you're going to be forced to do something more. And so that is a part of the community too. Like no matter how or what you're working your business, you're going to feel a part of. And so we do have 10 ways to earn though. The first one's going to be the welcome program, which we'll go into. Online commissions. You earn 50% of sales from your orders that happen, and you're paid within 72 hours. Sorry, I'm going to move this. We've got the team building program. Those are free products. When you just have someone that like qualifies, you can earn up to 5 free products. Actually, this month, if you're watching this in August, we have a sponsoring sprint too, where you can add on 50 to pay yourself $50 to $100. We have a personal bonus. You're going to earn up to 25% commission on your personal volume too. A group bonus. You're eligible on your personally sponsored influencer team there. A leadership bonus. You can earn up to 7 generations. We have car bonuses, a monthly car allowance once you hit Golden Director and up. Then we have one-time cash bonuses, which I'll break down. I want you guys to pay attention to those. Those are crazy. And then we have trips, unforgettable experiences built right into the compensation plan. So those are trips that you get, like the Turkey trip, that's Golden Director. But we also have trips that you can earn that aren't rank based. We took one in June to Mexico, and I believe the next one's going to be announced at convention. This is just as easy as we can get, guys. 50% commission. You sell 100, you earn $50. It's really that simple. There's no catches around it. I know there are certain companies where there are catches around it. You need to have a certain amount of PV and personal volume to get that, or it's up to 50%. No, it's true 50% day one. You get your kit, you share your link, someone buys $100, you're going to get $50 in 3 days. That is really as easy as it works. And then you get to shop. And when you're shopping, you're always shopping at 50% off. If whoever added you to watch this call, if you want to dig in more to the compensation plan, definitely have them answer questions. But this is going to be if your goal is more towards like team building and leadership. I know that's not for everyone, but I want to highlight that we have a volume based compensation plan versus a leg structure compensation plan. So that was really appealing to me because you don't have to like, oh, feel icky, like, oh, Susie's not doing this and you need Susie and Carrie to do this, to do this. No, it's just about numbers, which again allows you to have a culture that embraces the community. Because yeah, if Sarah's here just to buy for herself, that's fine. She's not, no one's going to feel like they need to message her at the end of the month like, hey, are you going to XYZ, because you need them to qualify to hit a title. It's not like that here. Every dollar counts, and that's why you do see the nurturing culture that we have. These are those cash bonuses, guys. They are just under $1 million. We actually just had someone earn, actually our upline, the $500,000 bonus for hitting executive boss director. That's insane to me to even think of, like, that money that's on top of her monthly bonus check. So it starts at director, $1,000. We have since February have had 72 people hit this title. That's a very short time to have that many people on our team lock in this 1,000. Then you want to go, we've had at least 20 get the bronze director. So you do the math, they got 2,000 put together. We've now had a dozen for golden director, so altogether 4,000. We've had 4 platinum directors, and this is all since February, guys. And then I personally have now, I earned all the diamond, and then we just locked in vice president. So that is that's just insane to me. And I'm just gonna say, like, to do that in 6 months, the potential to even just know you're gonna get a check like that. So when I ended up hitting diamond my first month. So I got all of these together at one time. And that was literally like, stop our heart, our family. You know, it was an incredible blessing for us. And I was sitting there like, oh my gosh, if I was able to do this in a short time, you know, and I've been putting a lot of work in the industry, what's the potential for someone else if they stay without a timeline? Like, if you knew, so for example, Allie, she's been working on this promotion for 3 years. Imagine if you work really hard for 3 years and you know you're going to get a $500,000 bonus if you work like her. That's how I think of it. I'm like, it's just evidence and proof that it can be done and people are earning. And so the top income earner in the company, she hasn't been here since the beginning. She joined at the end of 2021. You know what I mean? She wasn't a product of the COVID boom. She joined post that. She's still working. Her last promotion was around 2 years ago, and she's still building. And to me, that is evidence of a growing, thriving company. When the leadership is still consistently working, they're still promoting people. It's been around and people are still growing. You're celebrating stuff. So to me, that's just evidence. And I do think that, you know, these bonuses are a driver if you're here. And then you see there's the monthly car bonuses that start at $350 and go all the way up to $700 monthly based off of your title. These are the ones in unforgettable experiences that are built in the compensation plan. They start off at bronze director. You're going to get flown. Everything's covered. Your flight, your airfare, or that's the same thing. Your airfare, your hotel stay, and then you're going to hang out at the home office and you're going to get a leadership academy. Then the second one is Turkey. They covered the flight, the hotels, and it's not like no expense spared, guys. Like the most expensive, they're all about luxury because they're like, you earn this trip. Platinum director, I thought this one was really cool. They cover your convention experience. conventions in Miami. So this is a beachfront hotel, your flight again. Then they have the European destination. And then, oh my gosh, I was watching videos for the diamond trip. It was like in Fiji last year. They were on like these over the ocean bungalows, insane sweet stuff. So definitely goals if you like to travel, the potential's there. Now it's easy peasy how to get started, right? There's a few, it's pretty simple. You're going to choose your pack, okay? Now, depending on where you are, the pricing might be a little bit different. I want to go through those. Now, I actually should have upgraded this because we just added a few different starter packs, which are customizable, but there's just a few options here. You can do this, you see here the Coral Box, $19.99 in the US. I think it's around like 25 in Canada, but doing that unlocks your shopping at 50% off. It is also, I want to add on if you're watching the replay, it's technically free to join in Canada. You can absolutely join for free. But I'm going to just be honest and say if you want to work a business, you probably should have a little bit of something because you have to be able to share, right? You have to be able, you're taking people on your journey. So you can join for free. Maybe you want to join for free right now and then in a week you're going to get some product or whatever. You actually have 30 days to get any of these kits once you sign up. So the options are going to be, we have some ready-made kits. They're customizable with what you can pick now for makeup, skincare, and wellness. Or you can do the $19.99 kit, which it includes a catalog and a variety of samples. And then you can add a few products for 50% off. You can start shopping right then if you want to. I always like to suggest to people that if they do that, if you surpass 125 when you're doing your shopping, you're making your own kit, you're going to get the welcome gift, which we'll go back to here, which is going to be this mascara for month 1. And then we also always have an incentive. So if you're doing it this month, you're going to get a welcome mascara, full blast mascara, and then your choice between primer or shampoo. So if you're watching this in August, that would be your option if you surpassed 125 when you're building your first kit. That's like some freebies. Now, if you do that by August 7th, you're also going to be able to pick one of 3 gift sets. So let's talk about that. You're going to 125, now you're going to get the mascara, primer, and then there's these full size gift sets. Get with the person who added you to the call. They'll send you to let you know exactly what's in those. But what I guess what I'm trying to say is there's always freebies. They're always like, even if you're just doing it for a discount, just think of your own like buyers shopping club, and then you're going to get rewarded for shopping essentially. So the welcome program gifts, these are just different freebies that you can earn by hitting 125. And we'll go into a little bit about that. 125 is actually all you need within 6 months to stay active. There's no monthly like that you have to hit this, but to keep your account, you need 125. So let's talk about tools. You're like, okay, I'm going to do this. How am I going to be successful at a business? We have so many different things, like I mentioned in the community. You're going to get your free website right away. There's a dashboard that has reporting in your back office. We have a mobile app. We have a content library. We have a digital catalog. The company does trainings regularly. The team does training regularly. Our team has a plug and play onboarding system in boards. And then we have our own onboarding call. And then our upline has the school platform. So there are so many different tools that you can use, whether you're on Facebook or not, to help you get your business with graphics going. We have verbiage, we have scripts, all of that stuff. Tons of tools. There's a Facebook group that the company runs. They're always doing something. Every Thursday, there's a momentum training. They do opportunity calls, product launches, recognition, and they share about the different launches on there. And then if this is on the US, there is a specific one for Canada. There's a specific one for the UK. Every country has their own. And actually, every country also has their own WhatsApp broadcast. So you can literally just be plugged into that and you'll be like, oh, L-carnitine restock, which it did restock. So, which was exciting. Let's end here. Are you ready to say yes to FARMASI, you guys? I'm going to say I really don't see there's much to lose because worst case, you're shopping at a discount. Best case, you make some money. You know what I mean? And so I always tell someone if they're like even thinking of trying the products, I'm like, okay, well, let me just save and start. you know? So it really goes like that. I'm going to go ahead and see if there's any questions. Where'd the chat go? Oh, main chat. Jump me in the silent one. Oh, we've got some tons of freebies. Yes, yes, yes. You grab the L-carnitine. Yeah, that's what I did. I did the sample box and then I placed an order with 50% off, grabbed all that. But then I actually ended up going and grabbing a kit too because they had, I think, like the hat I wanted. So everyone can do their own thing. Like I said, everyone works their business their own way. But I do say if you're wanting to do this as a business seriously, you need at least 3 to 5 full size products because you want to just be able to share your experience. I'm not saying get out a credit card, go into debt. Think of something that you can feel comfortable sharing and start there. Be realistic with that. It's going to be hard for your audience to believe you if you haven't tried one thing at all, and that's just keeping it real. Now if you're just doing it for a discount, on your own, follow however you want, but I'm just saying for those that are wanting to do a business. And yeah, so the ready-made kits, so say if it's $125 makeup kit, that's $250 in product. That's all 50%. And you do get personal volume when you're getting those kits if they're full-size product, which then helps you, get to the next bonus level, which you can get a bonus on, eventually. So at the end of the month, which payday's on the 10th, just want to answer those frequently asked questions. So if personal sales are every 3 days, but if you earn a team bonus or an extra bonus, like from the sponsoring ship, those are on the 10th. And like I said, right now is a really good time to join because you can get those free gift bundles. So we have several different kits, Amanda. So I showed a picture, but we actually just updated some of the kits. So we literally just updated, so you can actually customize them. And we were saying we have a lot of people do the $19.99 sample box, and then that unlocks them shopping at 50% off. So then they just grab a few products that they've had their eye on at 50%. Or you can do one of the ready-made kits. And you have 30 days from the day you sign up to grab any of the kits that you want. So, yep. Awesome, you guys. So I really hope to welcome you in the team page. And the person that added you here probably can answer any specific questions, but this really covers the basics. I really hope to see you in FARMASI. I really hope to see you in the Real Deal Dream Team, you guys. It's just a blast. We're all loving it, loving the products, loving the company, and we're just having so much fun. So thank you. I'll enjoy the trip to Turkey. You guys, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.